The second unit of power system operation and control is the real power and frequency control, that is PF control. These are the topics which we will see in our second unit, that is the load frequency control of the single area system, multi-area system, dynamic and static analysis of controlled and uncontrolled cases. All these topics we will be covering in this unit. First, we are going to see what is load frequency control. From the name itself, we can identify, we are going to see how we are going to control the frequency for the given system, right? So before going to topic, we have to know what are the basic requirements for a successful operation of the system. Yes, first will be the your generation. Whatever you are generating, it should meet your load demand. The system frequency must be rigid. It should not vary to a large extent. Then your voltage profile should be within the reasonable limit, and then it is the interconnected operation. That means in last sessions we have read about different grids, northern grid, southern grid. So there will be power flow between different grids. So we'll say one grid as one area, the northern region as one area, right? So the power flow between the southern region to northern region will be taking place via the tie line. So this power exchange should be maintained within the specified value. So these are the requirements for a successful operation of the system. For proper operation, the real power as well as the reactive power balance should be maintained. If the real power is balanced, then your frequency specification is automatically satisfied. And if the reactive power balance between the generation and demand is maintained, then the voltage profile will be correct, right? Always your generation should be equal to your total demand and the losses, right? We can't do anything on the demand side. If demand increases, automatically it will affect your generation. If this balance is not maintained, automatically there will be change in your speed of the generator, or your frequency will be deviated. Then we have to do the control to bring the frequency to the normal case. That is what we will say it as load frequency control. Normally, the generators are fitted with the speed governor to match the demand. If the demand increases, automatically the input of the generator will be varied with the help of the speed governor. Any small change in the local demand that is within a permissible limit will be observed by the generator. That is, if the energy stored in the rotating part will be supplying this local demand. The main aim of the automatic generation control is to reschedule the generation changes according to the load with the minimum cost. All these things can be done with the help of the governor and also with the help of the supplementary regulatory devices. The control of generation in this manner is called as load frequency control. In practice, several generators connected in parallel, located at different locations, will meet the load demand of the large area. All the generators may have the same response characteristics to the change in load demand. It is possible to divide a very large power system into sub-areas in which all the generators are tightly coupled such that they swing in unison with change in load or due to speed changes setting. Such an area where all the generators are running coherently is termed as control area. Here, the frequency is same in both steady state as well as the dynamic conditions. For a control strategy, a control area can be reduced to a single area, single generator, a speed governor, and a load system. And this will be a large power system. Power system is connected, is divided into sub areas, two sub areas. There will be a number of sub areas, and all the sub areas will be connected via the tie line. So interchange of power exchange will take place via the tie line. First, we are going to do the analysis for the single area system. So we have while designing our speed governing mechanism, we have designed the block diagram for the single area system with the speed governor model, speed governor block, then your turbine block, and then the block for your power system load, right? So In that block diagram, we have two inputs. One will be the speed changer position del PC, and other one will be the load demand del PD. Based on these two inputs, we are going to do the analysis. And for our response, we have two responses. When your time t is constant, we'll say it as steady state or static response. When your time constant t is variable, we'll say it as a dynamic response. First, we are going to do the static analysis for the single area system. This single area system, we have three cases: uncontrolled case, controlled case, and combination of those three things. What is uncontrolled case? We have seen the two inputs, that is speed changer position input and the load demand. When the speed changer position is constant and your load demand varies, we will say it as uncontrolled case. And if your load demand is constant and speed changer varies, it is controlled case. And both your speed change as well as load demand is varying, that is your third case. Static analysis of uncontrolled case. So in uncontrolled case, we are going to fix our speed changer as fixed position. That means there is no change in the speed changer position del PC equal to 0, and only our load demand varies. Load demand is your del PD and your speed changer del PC will be equal to 0. This operation will say it as a free governor operation, as there is no speed changer position is manipulated. We are going to say it as a free governor operation. So this is our block diagram for the single area system. With this is your governor block, turbine block, and the power system. For the power system, power system means it means the load. For this, we require the generation as well as the demand, and your regulation will be given as the feedback to the governor. In uncontrolled case, your del PC will be equal to 0. This is just the block diagram reduction technique. We are having the generator turbine model. We have cascaded, and this is the power turbine model. As there was no speed changes setting, del PC is 0, you have removed that summing point, and this regulation, it was a negative feedback. The regulation minus we have to include, and we have given it here. And this is redrawn like this. Remember, for del PD also you have minus sign. So del PD, the sign should be negative. And here for regulation, that negative we have removed here. So we have included that negative in the summing point. Then this block we are going to say it as GP of S, the power system block. Instead of writing the whole KP divided by 1 plus S into TP, we are just going to replace it with GP of S. Similarly, this whole block will be replaced by G into GT of S. Next, we are just forming the transfer function. Generally, transfer function is given as G of S by 1 plus G of S into H of S for a negative feedback system. So, output by input transfer function. The output will be del F of S and the input will be del PD of S. So, for del PD of S, it is negative. So, del F of S divided by minus del PD of S. And this is here G of S block, so GP of S, and this is a feedback path, that is H of S, so 1 plus G of S into H of S. So when you have to just cross multiply, and when there is a sudden step change in your load demand, your step change means we will be representing it as del PD by S. 1 by S will be a step change, so that is applied. Instead of del PD of S, substitute this del PD divided by S, just substitution, and then again we are expanding this GT to KP by 1 plus S into TP, and we have just expanded our turbine generator model and the power system model. Now we are going to apply the final value theorem. Generally, final value theorem is applied to find the steady state analysis result. So when for a del F static is equal to limit S tends to 0, S into del F of S. Your S plane can be transferred to the time domain plane. So just applying S into del F of S. This expression will be obtained from the previous thing. Cancelling this S. Then now we are going to apply the limit s tends to 0. So when s tends to 0, this term will goes to 0, all these terms will go to 0. So your final value will be minus kp into del pd by divided by 1 plus 1 by r into kp. Here we are going to take this del pd common. So this is a common term. So del f static, our frequency will be equal to minus kp divided by 1 plus kp by r into del pd. Always one more thing, we are going to take our kg kt value will be equal to 1 because your kt value is fixed. Turbine constant is fixed and your kg value can be adjusted with the help of the links. While deriving the generator load model, that is the power system model, we have replaced 1 by B as Kp. So what is B? This B is called as load damping constant. And now we are going to replace again our Kp by 1 by B. So our del F static was minus Kp divided by 1 plus Kp divided by R. So when we are replacing our Kp by 1 by B, our equation will be like this. So here we are reducing this equation and final expression will be minus del Pd by beta. What is this beta? Beta is B plus 1 by R. Beta is called as area frequency response characteristics. So for a single area system, under uncontrolled case, your equation with uncontrolled static analysis, your equation will be del F static is equal to minus del Pd by beta. This automatic frequency response characteristics will depict how the power changes for the change in frequency. And in practice, your B value is less than 1 by R. So as it is very small value, we are neglecting our B. So our del F static will be equal to minus R into del Pd. As it is a frequency, our equation will be expressed in terms of hertz. When we bring this del Pd to the left side, in a ratio when we are writing del F by del Pd, it is equal to minus R. So your unit will be hertz per megawatt. And finally, so your frequency depends upon your regulation. So we are getting a drooping characteristics. When we are increasing our load from no load to full load, the regulation decreases automatically. The change in speed also, change in frequency is also adjusted. Static analysis of single area system under controlled case. In controlled case, we are going to consider our load demand is equal to 0. So only a speed changer setting will be available. We are going to give a step change for the speed changer position. So del PC will be equal to del PC by S. 1 by S is your step change and your demand del PD equal to 0. In our general block diagram of the single area system, we have here del PD command with the summing point here, right? So as del PD is 0, we have removed that summing point and this is our system. Now these three blocks kg, kt, kp blocks we can cascade and it is a negative feedback 1 by r. So g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s is our transfer function. The output of this block is your del f of s and input will be your del pc of s. So this is your transfer function. For a step change in the input del pc of s and in previous cases we have assumed your kg kt value is equal to 1. So when we are substituting our kg kt equal to 1 and your expression will be reduced as this. Here this value will be goes to 1 and here this value goes to 1 and your expression is reduced to this form. The steady state value is obtained by applying the final value theorem. So final value theorem is limit s tends to 0 s into del f of s. So for this equation we have to apply limit s tends to 0 s into del of s. So that will give you a steady state value for that is your del f static. So when you apply the limit s tends to 0, this denominator term will goes to 0 and only you will be getting your kp into del p and denominator 1 plus this term. So this is your del F static. So Kp is replaced by 1 by B. So your equation will be 1 by B divided by 1 plus 1 by Br. And this is the, when you take LCM, your final expression will be 1 divided by B plus 1 by R. You'll be able to understand this flow of derivation only if you derive it in your note and see. Kindly copy all this derivation in a note and your flow will be easy to understand. The last case of your single area system under static analysis is your speed changer as well as the load demand or variable. If you are combining both the things, that is changing the speed changer setting as well as the load demand, then your steady state change in frequency is given by this equation. We have both del Pc as well as del Pd in our equation. If the load demand changes, automatically there will be change in our frequency. This change in frequency will be compensated with the help of the changing of the speed changer position del Pc. When your del Pc is equal to del Pd, your frequency, change in frequency will be equal to 0. If you are reducing the regulation value, automatically your frequency will be reduced. Our major aim is to maintain the del F constant. It should not go beyond the level. In order to maintain it, we are doing this load frequency control. Thank you.